From Westside Auto Pros is here, and just in time, the nick of time, with the weather we've been experiencing around here. Ron, the car guy, has all kinds of things to talk about.
We've got a lot to talk about when it snows and gets slick out. The first thing I wanted to touch base on is the last couple of weeks we've talked about the Aquapel and the 2-wiper special, which we certainly got to work out with that stuff yesterday. Your wipers worked extra hard, and I know when I went to go home, I had snow on the windshield and it just pushed it right off. We've extended that special. It's $23. It's good now through the 10th of January.
Oh, good.
And there's a $5 mail-in rebate, so it actually ends up costing you less than $23 when
wow.
Can you remind me about the beam blade? So that's the upgrade that you do have a rebate for, so it really doesn't cost you anything. Do they prevent you from sticking to the windshield, or nothing can really prevent that?
The Aquapel is going to be the best part that prevents it from sticking to the windshield, but the beam blade, the snow and ice doesn't stick to that.
It doesn't, okay.
So like yesterday, sometimes that it freezes to the wiper blade, and then you got this mass of ice dragging across the windshield, and it's not cleaning and stuff. The beam blade, the snow and ice won't stick to that, and so it acts much better in the wintertime. And you're right, it's only $10 more for the beam blades, and there's a $10 mail-in rebate, so it's a no-brainer to put those on your car.
Well, I just got to thinking about that because quite a few people in our parking lot of our building, they have the wiper blades that are saluting during the day.
Sure.
So that they don't get stuck. Do you recommend doing something like that if you know you're going to be in your office all day long?
Absolutely. It definitely helps because they're not going to freeze to the windshield, and it's not going to catch all that snow that packs in there and stuff, so they don't go. Because that is something. Here in about another month or so, we'll be replacing a lot of windshield wiper motors on cars.
Trying to get them
exactly. They're frozen the windshield, and they're in there turning it on and off and leaving it on, trying to get the electric motor to break loose, because heaven forbid you'd get out of your car and pull them up off the windshield.
Sorry to stay off track for too long, but how much would a motor like that cost if people, just so people keep that in mind, like, hey, maybe you should get out and...
You're looking at about $200 to $300 to fix something like that.
Windshield wiper motor.
I'd get out.
Nothing's cheap anymore.
No,
it's good to know. You don't think about that. It's like, oh, it's fine.
And then when the temps are supposed to get cold here before long, and when that happens, the doors freeze shut, and then the following week we get a lot of exterior door handle replacements, because people think that's a lever to pull your frozen door open, and that's like the weakest thing on the whole door. They're plastic and stuff.
Yeah, something else about Aquapel too, for safety's sake, if nothing else happens. Eric, I know we didn't talk about this ahead of time. If you can grab that video we showed at the top of the show, going next to a snowplow, and we got sprayed by some of the kick out from the snowplow. Now watch this. This vehicle does not have Aquapel on the windshield. Now watch what happened. We're passing it. Boom. Instantly blind.
Wow.
And it just stuck there until you had to reach down, grab the windshield wiper, and...
Hopefully they weren't froze to the windshield.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, with the Aquapel, that stuff would have just...
slid right off.
Yeah, slid right off the windshield. Yeah, it's amazing stuff. It is.
But it's not hazy like the other brand.
Yeah.
But extend it till the 10th of January.
Something to think about, and thank you for extending that great big deal. Okay, but something else to think about during this time, because a lot of people are having a hard time getting out on the roadways, is your tires.
Tires and traction. Traction's another great item to talk about. Lou and I were talking a little bit before we came on, and I think you've got an icon here.
Yeah, you see this on your vehicle, either the dashboard or next to your steering column. This is something that, in case you're stuck, this is a little icon. It's a button usually. You can push this button into either engage or disengage your traction control.
Correct. Now, when I was like 16 or 17 years old, that's what I tried to make my car do.
Right. With Dodge traction,
How can I get better donuts?
Exactly. And that was the goal.
If you're stuck, try pushing the button and see if that helps. Even the slightest incline might, stop some vehicles with snow like that.
Absolutely. And depending on what kind of car you have or where the setting's been in the past, your traction control could be on, could be off, and it might even be a situation where the traction control is on, and by turning it off will affect it enough to where the car will get going if you're stuck or something like that. So don't always think the computer knows best when it comes to that. I mean, if you're stuck and can't go, that would certainly be something to try, is activate it the other way and see what happens.
All right, now speaking of knowing best, you know what's best when it comes to winter driving and tires.
Winter tires are
Is it too late?
No, it's never too late. I've got a picture up here. This is a winter tire. and in the circled in the red over there on the lower left-hand side, that's the key. That's what makes them work. Is those little jagged cuts, so to speak, in there. Those are called sipes. And you can see that tire is heavily siped throughout all the different blocks of tread and stuff. And what those sipes do is they open up. They provide additional traction. Almost the best way I can explain it is like nails gripping the ground or suction cups grabbing the snow and ice. And the difference those tires make on a car is it's just unbelievable. I mean, you can't explain the night and day difference between having a set of those on your car and having, you know, really, really good all-season tires.
Now, is there any particular brand that people gravitate toward, or is it pretty brand universal?
There's a big difference in brands, and certainly the Blizzaks were the first to the market, and for the most part, in my opinion, they remain, you know, some of the best tires. But different brands work better on different cars. We've figured that out over the years. You know, Michelin has a tire called the X-Ice that works better on some cars than other brands and stuff. So I mean, we can kind of steer you in the right direction.
So you have experience with that, right?
Oh yeah. We've my first experience with winter tires was back in the mid '90s, kind of, you know, shortly after they first came out, and we've got them on all of our shuttle cars. Our mobile service vans that you see around town, they all have four dedicated winter tires on them.
Now, that was the next question here. Dedicated winter tires, 4 of them. Do you need just the power wheels and tires to be the snow tires or winter tires, or do you need all 4?
You want to put all 4 on, and the reason is the same tires that will dig into the snow and ice and get you going will also turn your car and stop your car when you apply the brakes. And so you want them on all 4 wheels. You know, if you've got a car, and I'm sure a lot of people experienced this yesterday, but you're going down the road and you turn the steering wheel to turn a corner and the car keeps going straight through the intersection.
Yeah, it's pushing a little bit.
Exactly. And these tires will solve that problem. The same with when you apply your brakes and the car slides over and hits a curb. Or slides through the intersection, all 4 of these tires on there will grip when you apply the brakes, and they will stop the car.
It seems like when I was a kid, everybody always had snow tires, and maybe it was because there are more rear-wheel drive cars around. But and now we don't do that as much, it seems.
No, and part of it was now we have front-wheel drive cars. You know, when I was a kid, I remember Dad, you know, in the fall, he'd jack up the back end of the Chevrolet Caprice and put the 2 big lugged studded winter snow tires on the back, and that's really all that mattered. But cars are so more balanced out and stuff now. And one thing that we do, if you buy a set of winter tires, and I've been doing this since 1999, we put a satisfaction guarantee on them. If you buy 4 winter tires from us, and when it snows, you drive on them and you don't think they're the greatest thing that you've ever had on your car, bring them back. We'll put your old tires back on, and we'll give you 100% of your money back.
Now, speaking of your old tires, your summer tires and fall tires, spring tires, what do you do with those tires if you have winter tires?
You do have to change them back and forth. If you leave the winter tires on through the summer, they'll wear out because of the makeup of the rubber compound.
What am I going to do with my other tires?
Well, if you buy them at Westside Auto Pros, we'll store them for free.
All right.
And we store them on premise. We've got a mezzanine with racks up there, and so your summer tires will be hanging out with their pals in the wintertime and vice versa.
Got it.
So as you said, it's not too late to winterize your car. Think about getting that snow tire, but also consider getting that great day deal and taking care of your windshield at the same time.
Absolutely. And have your antifreeze checked. You know, don't take it for granted, because we've got some single-digit temps coming up here in the near future, and you don't want that stuff freezing in your car either.
Great advice, Ron. And if people just happen to find themselves stuck out on the roadways, you can help them out with that as well.
Absolutely.
What is your number for emergency situations?
It is 309 1911.
Yeah, put that in your
car.
cell phone.
Yeah, on your cell phone now.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it under tow or battery or both, because you'll forget that number when you need it, and it's 24 hours a day, 7 days. We never stop doing that.
And of course, people want to find you at Westside Auto Pros. The best way to do that would be?
Just go to westsideautopros.com. All my contact information's there. You can email, call me, or you can go to askronthecarguy.com.
All right, Ron the Car Guy. Happy New Year, my friend.
Thank you.